So hello everyone and welcome to the course of control system engineering. So today we are going to take a lecture on the linear time invariant systems and its responses. So basically we are going to solve different types of questions over here and we'll try running this code in the software of Octave. Basically here it's written MATLAB but we'll try to use Octave. You can also use MATLAB for this running of this code. So basically, coming to the first question, so we have to determine the pole location for unity feedback system by using MATLAB. So basically, here we are given a transfer function as 150 upon s plus 5, s plus 7, s plus 9, s plus 11. So basically, 150 is the numerator and s plus 5, s plus 7, s plus 9, s plus 11 are the is the denominator over here. So we'll find the zero and pole location for this. So we'll write this code in the octave. So in the octave, we can first is you can see that here it is CLC clear. That is we are clearing the command window over here. Now you saw in the question that the numerator was 150. So we wrote here, take a variable as num, that is numerator equal to 150, and we take another variable denominator. Now in the denominator, you saw that there were different types of functions like s plus 5, s plus 7, s plus 9, s plus 11. So it can be written in the polynomial form as minus 5, minus 7, minus 9, minus 11. Basically, this poly is the general code for the octave, general definition for determining a polynomial in octave. We are taking another variable g that defines a transfer function. Basically, transfer function is a numerator by denominator in the Laplace form. So basically, g is equal to transfer function of numerator comma denominator. As of unity feedback, let us consider that the feedback path is equal to 1. So there we take another variable t equal to feedback g comma 1. And now in the as per the question, we need to determine the pole over here. So basically, the command to determine the pole in octave is pole into bracket the for the function we have to determine. So pole into t. So now when we run this command, so the output can be seen in the command window. So when we move to the command window, we first have to load the control and load the signal files, signal directories. So we can load them by using pkg load control and pkg load signal over here. So now denominator. Basically, the denominator can be when we open the brackets of s plus 5, s plus 7, s plus 9, s plus 11, then it can be represented as this. That is the coefficients of the polynomials over here. And the net transfer function can be written as 150 upon s plus 4, 32s cube plus 374 s square plus 1888 s plus 3465. So now final the answer of the poles can be represented as you are showing. You can see over here minus 10.97673 plus 1.568. This is all the answer of the poles. So now we move to the second question over here. So in the second question, you can see that a feedback path is given over here. Feedback we have unity feedback path is given over here. RS is the input and CS is the output over here. The transfer function is given as 30 into s square minus 5s plus 3 s upon s plus 1 s plus 2 s plus 4 into s plus 5. So basically in this question we'll try to determine the step response by using a code octave. That is we will try to determine a graph for this step graph for this by writing an octave code over here. So moving to the octave code over here, so we can see that firstly we cleared the CLC and cleared the command window. Numerator we was given as 30 into s square minus 5s plus 3. So we can write 30 star polynomial in the polynomial coefficients at 1 minus 5 3. Denominator was given as s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 4, s plus 5. So we can write as a polynomial in the form of minus 1, minus 2, minus 4, minus 5. Now we took a variable g. We determined the transfer function as a numerator by denominator in the Laplace form. So we wrote the transfer function tf in numerator comma denominator. Now we know that here unity feedback was given to us. So therefore feedback of the g of the transfer function having a unity. So g comma 1. Transfer function g and 1 is the unity feedback. We want to determine the step response for this. So basically the step response can be determined by command in the octave step that determines the step response. We want to determine the step response of this our feedback path over here over the whole circuit. So therefore we can write a step of t. And when we run this command, we can obtain the step response. You can see in this figure step response is shown over here. So in this step response, you can see that for different values we can obtain the step response over here. Now we move to what we output we get from this transfer function over here. So that output can be seen in the command window. So in the command window, you can see that numerator we had at a 30, minus 50 and 90 by multiplying 30 with s square minus 5s plus 3. We had denominator as 1, 12, 49, 78, 40 by multiplying all the terms of the denominator. So the net transfer function can be obtained as 30 s square minus 150s plus 90 upon s raised to 4 plus 12s cube plus 79s square minus 72s plus 130. So this is the second question. Now the third question. So in the third question, this is similar as the second question over here. So in the third question, we need to determine same the step response of the closed loop having negative feedback. Same question is given to here over here. So I am not going to solve this question again, but you can solve it. And if you have any doubt, you can refer back to us in on our Discord server in this control system engineering page, and we'll revert back to you. You can also comment us your doubts in the comment section below. So now we move to the question number 4. Basically, in the question number 4, we are given a transfer function g of s. G of s is given as 1 upon s cube plus 6s square plus 11s plus 1. And by using a MATLAB as an octave code, you have to determine the state space representation, zero, pole, and residue. So now basically, what is the state space representation? So basically, state space representation in control system engineering, we can represent as a mathematical model which has a set of input as well as set of output, and here it can be represented by the first order differential equations. Okay, so we unlike other, we can represent it in the differential form over here, state space representation. So now we understand with this with a MATLAB with our octave code. So in the octave code, you can see that there is a CLC clear way that we clear the command window over here. Now I have written the question over here for better understanding. So here you can see that the numerator is 1. So I have written taken a variable num that is showing numerator equal to 1, and denominator as you can see over here, it is 1, 6, 11, 6. That is, I am writing the coefficients of the polynomial, that is 1 for s cube, 6 for s square, 11 for the term of s raised to 1 and s raised to 0, 1. Now we determine the transfer function. Transfer function can be represented as a numerator and denominator of a Laplace term. So is equal to transfer function of numerator comma denominator. Now display means nothing but we want to determine display this state space representation name in the command window. So this disp is that is displays the whole name in the command window in the name in the output. So we can represent it this. Now here you can see a command as tf to ss. tf to ss means generally you want to represent the state space representation. So tf to ss means transferring the transfer function to the state space representation in the form of numerator to denominator. Now here we want to determine the zero pole representation. So basically zero pole representation means we want to determine the zero and pole of the transfer function. So we are nothing but transferring this transfer function to zero and pole, that is TF to ZP. These all are the commands present in the library of the octave. So transferring the to the TF transfer function to the zero pole. And lastly, the residue pole representation. So residue pole representation means it is a command known as residue. It is determining the residue of the numerator and denominator. So that can be determined by residue, comma numerator, comma denominator. So now when we run this circuit, when we run this command, so we can see in this command window the output. You can see that over here the final transfer function is open 1 upon s cube plus 6s square plus 11s plus 6. Then we want to determine the state space representation. So here you can see the state space representation is determined over here, A, B, C, D. Now we want to find the zero and pole representation. So basically in this transfer function you can see that we have only one single term over here. So that is there is no zero, and there are three poles present over here, -3, -2, -1. And we want to find the residue pole representation. So this can be obtained as the residue representation, residue pole representation. So now we move to the question number 5. This is the last question. So now in the question number 5, you can see that here we want to find the transfer function in the terms of numerator and denominator polynomial, and we are given the zero and pole. That is, we are given 0 as -3, 1, and we are given the pole as 0, -1, 2, -3. Here this case is completely reversed the case of the question number 4. In the question number 4, we have to determine the zero pole, and here we have to determine the transfer function. So as we use the command transfer function to zero pole, so here we'll use the reverse command, that is zero pole to transfer function, that is we are transferring it back to the transfer function. So you may try this question number 5 on your own, and if you have any doubt, then you can paste it on our Discord server and the control system engineering page. We'll get back to you. Also you can write it in the comment section. And thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, do like our video and subscribe our channel. Thank you.